It's not clickbait, it's true. It's the end of an era for WPL. Now for me, this brand is one of the brands that kicked off my YouTube journey. If you go back to the very beginning of my channel, my first radio control video was a stadium blitzer from Tamiya. And that was like, I think 13 or maybe 15 years ago, 14 years ago. That was March 2012. I say that's when my YouTube journey started. That's when my love for radio control cars came back. There's actually a bit of a gap between them first radio control videos and then when I started uploading more frequently. And it all kicked off through doing Tamiya speed runs. And the first like 20 odd videos, the 20 odd RC videos on the channel are all Tamiya, apart from one which was I think it was a Vitera crawler. But after a little while, I started reviewing like cheap Chinese stuff that you could get from AliExpress, Banggood, GearBest, and lots of different places like that. And actually, all tucked in there and up here and all up here is still stuff from, well, some of this is pretty old. But there was two brands that stood out, and it was WL Toys and WPL. The companies were like chalk and cheese. WL Toys were all like sort of like the cheap buggies and stuff like that. And WPL were more like the little mini scale trucks. And the reason they became so popular was because of the price. I mean, the performance wasn't great. On the very early ones, it was all non-proportional. They were a bit like janky and stuff like that. Electronics were a bit rubbish. But for like $20 or £20, they actually provided an entry into the hobby for people that didn't have a lot of money. And although you could argue it was a little bit toy grade, they sold upgrades for them, they sold spares for them. So you could get into the hobby for less than $20 and then you could buy upgraded parts for it and make it better. Prices have gone up now, and I don't think it's due to time and inflation. It's due to the cost of materials, the cost of shipping, and all that has raised the prices. And you're talking probably double or triple the price now for some of the stuff. Now this video is going to kind of be two parts. The first part, we're going to have a quick look at this. This is a ready to run B36, one of my favourite WPLs of all time, and actually one of my most popular videos back in 2018. And around that time, I was doing a lot of WPL content. And it is one of the foundations of the channel. Although Tamiya kicked it off, and some other cheap Chinese manufacturers were getting some airtime as well, WPL was one of the companies that supported me from the early days. So there's a video there that's a 2,000 subscriber giveaway, which is WPL. That was 7 years ago and I had 2,000 subscribers. And to think back then, there was a channel out there that was about the size that my channel is now, that was picking on a channel with 2,000 subscribers because they were reviewing cheap junk and they were making it out to be really good when in fact it was rubbish. I mean, I laugh about it now. I only had a few thousand subscribers back then, and these things, these 6x6s, were like $30 or $40. Even back then, when I was in the early days of my channel, I was able to understand that a dirt cheap RC car had its value somewhere. And I didn't judge it the same as I judged something that was over $1,000. 2,000 subscribers. I sometimes miss those days, actually. I think as your channel gets bigger, there's more pressure to like deliver the right content. I'm just gonna put this to one side. We're gonna test this first in a minute, but I just wanna talk about why it's the end of an era for WPL. This is a kit, and it's the same as the very first WPL I ever reviewed, the C14? In fact, let me just show you a very quick clip of my very first WPL video.
What's up guys, welcome back to the garage. This is the WPL C14. I upgraded it with a micro servo and electronic speed controller. You can get a kit version. Kit version has a few differences. Hope you enjoy the video. Give us a like if you do enjoy it. And if you're not a subscriber, please support the channel. Click that subscribe button. And I'll see you next time.
Welcome to the garage. Those were the days. So this is the kit version of that. And if you look on the website, there's a few kits left, but once they're gone, they're gone. You will no longer be able to buy a WPL kit. Their RTRs were really good and they were super scale. I mean, this is a newer version with like a rocket launcher on the back, but the cab is exactly the same as it was like 2018 or 2019, whenever the B36 came out. Look at the scale detail. These things were, as I've said a few times, really cheap, and that's one of the reasons that people loved them. But in my opinion, what put WPL on the map against other manufacturers of like cheap scale models was you could buy them as a kit. You could build them, you could customize them. You got that satisfaction out of building something and being able to drive it. Going back to the whole Tamiya thing again, this is why people love Tamiya. You can buy a kit, you can build it. And, you know, classic team associated stuff. You could buy a kit, you could build it. Kyosho, you could buy a kit, you could build it, you could drive it, you could enjoy something that you've done. And I know why they, oh, I got 2-speed box for this kit. Should have metal axles as well. Yeah, I got the metal kit version. But anyway, yeah, I understand why they're doing it, why they're stopping it. It's because there's just no market for kits anymore. People want that instant gratification of getting something out of the box, charging a battery and just driving it. And there is still a lot of us out there. There's a lot of hobbyists out there that like to build stuff. But for WPL, they're not like Kyosho and Tamiya and Team Associated. There's not that nostalgia thing where as a grown adult you go, I had one of them as a kid, or I wanted one of them as a kid, so you buy it, and a lot of people don't even build them, they just keep them in the boxes. But I guess for WPL, they need a constant flow of people buying these kits to sort of stay afloat. And if people aren't buying the kits, then there's no point selling them. If they can sell 10 of these for every one kit, then they're going to just produce more of these, aren't they? It's a sad day. So what I'm going to do, once we've had a look at this new, well, it's not new anymore, I've had it for ages. Once we've given that a quick run and a quick look over, I'm going to build like a final farewell to WPL kits. I'm going to paint it up all nice. I'm going to take some time to build all these metal gears, make it nice and smooth. I've got wheel weights to go on it. We've got that 2-speed gearbox. I'm going to make a really nice build and I'm going to take it for a drive and make sure it goes all right. But I think I need to make some space and put it on the shelf. As a little reminder of where it all started for me. So this is the BM21. This is the rocket launcher version and they're metal, I think. Yeah. Does it wind up? Oh, I'm not sure how that works. We'll check that in a minute, but it does come up. I think I've seen someone make it with a servo so it comes up and spins around and stuff. And I've also seen someone stick some fireworks in there and set them off. So the B36, like I've said, was one of my favourites, or it was my favourite 6x6 from them. And although robbed of parts now, obviously, for another build, this is one of my most favourite builds. I done like a little forestry one. I'm pretty sure I had a trailer as well. So I had this with logs on it and I had a trailer. I'll pull up some of the footage from it, but I done like a little mud runner style video. But this is the sort of creativity you can do with these things, and it's one of the reasons I really liked them. Here's another one I did. This one's got a 5th wheel on it, and we had it towing a trailer. Before this, it had some little 3D printed ramps on it, so it could carry a car, and it had like a twin motor set up. I could never get the power delivery correct, but I put, yeah, a twin motor setup on it. It was awesome. The battery should be under here. We've got a 500 milliamp hour lithium ion. The early ones are these. Oh, I might still have some. I'm sure they're in one of these. Yeah. The very early ones came with like NiCads, 6-volt NiCads. Comes with a charger, so we'll throw that on charge. You get some other bits in here, some spare leaf springs, screwdriver, mirrors, with kind of mirrors, not quite, front light, spare drive shaft thingamajig, and a snorkel. Oh, and this, whatever this bit's for. A little set of stickers, and the controller they've had for a long time. They've recently changed actually for, I don't know whether the newer ones of this will come with a different controller, but this is their OG. It's gone through various different iterations. You got brake and steering rate on there. That will turn your drag brake on and off, I believe. And then you got your steering trim. They're actually pretty nice controllers. They're really ergonomic. You can drive them one-handed. They got like a soft touch to them. The very early ones, again, were a bit janky, but yeah, their very last version, which is this, is actually pretty good. Nearly all of them come with an interior. Opening doors with a little magnetic, look. So full interior. The RTR tyres are always harder than the kit ones. One of the things to do would be buy the RTR and then buy kit tyres, so you got that softer compound. All scale details, 6x6. It's got this different centre axle. The early ones had just a pass through, but what they do when you drove, it would like twist that axle up. So they redesigned the axle like that to stop that twist. And I've just noticed counter rotating drive shafts as well. That is good. That again stops torque twist. You have metal gears in here. This is a newer gearbox. I think it's got a 390, 290, 280, a bigger motor. They used to come with a 180, a little 180 motor. In fact, I think it's still in this kit. Yeah, little 180 motor. And these were actually one of my favourite for a long time. They changed the gearbox and motor type a few times, but the 180 in this white gearbox, it was geared perfectly. It was really good. But I think they've managed to get it right with this combo. Suspension still feels a bit stiff up front. The rear doesn't feel too bad. There is some ways to change this. You can put some longer screws in there so these leaves just hang up a little bit, which gives them a bit more movement. There is actually in there's a little linkage or a little lever. I guess that's to pivot this rocket thing if you want to put a servo in there. Anyway, let's get the trim put on it, wait for that battery to charge, then we'll just go and give it a quick run and see how it goes compared to how I remember them driving. Right, we're ready to go. Battery is charged. I found a driver. I don't know where she came from. I just buy. People always ask me where I get like my figures from. I literally just buy stuff when I see them in shops. If I see something that looks like it'll work, the thing for me is it has to have limbs that move. So knees, arms, everything has to be bendy for the most part anyway. And anyway, yeah, I just buy stuff. Austin is my favourite. I actually went on eBay, I think, to find him. Anyway, she fits in there with legs still attached. There was nothing wrong with what I was doing. It was just a little bit stiff initially, but look, that goes up and it also turns like that. And I guess there is a way that you could do it off of a servo. Transmitter on, switch. Usually it'll flash like that. You have to do left and right. There you go, or just left. And then it binds it. So fully proportional, really nice and smooth as well. The originals were non-proportional, so it'd be like donk, 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 like that, whereas that seems super smooth, even compared to some of their more recent ones. Very nice. And then this steering rate button should, if I turn like that and then press the steering rate, it'll reduce it, so you get a little bit more steering. Obviously you want full steering. And then throttle, again, proportional. Feels like it's got some decent speed. Tyres have popped off there. Ideally you want to glue them. I'm not gluing them today, but I'll get them on in a minute. They will pop off as you're driving along if you don't glue them, but some really nice control. No noise as well. Very, very quiet. And then the brake, I don't think I've tried this before. If I push it forward, so the wheels are almost locked up. If I press that brake, there you go, look. So it releases it. I think what it does is it changes it from forward brake reverse, forward brake reverse, to just direct forward and reverse. Yeah. So crawler mode to like trail mode. Very nice. So then, let's see how this thing gets on. It's been a little while since I've driven one of these. I think the last WPLs were the 1/10, the Jimny, and it was like a Soviet thing, wasn't it? I think even though this is 1/16, I'm sure it's got the same drivetrain, as in the same motor and like gearbox arrangement. That's about as slow as you can go, and that is way better than back in 2018. Look, no noise, no stuttering, just a nice smooth crawl. That's full throttle, walking pace. I mean, I'm kind of catching it up, so a little bit slower than a normal walking pace, but you could still walk and trail with this thing. They still look good, don't they? They still look good. How are we going to get up here? Bit more throttle needed. Nope. That is pretty impressive. They did actually go for a stage a few years back where the motor and gearbox combo, I just wasn't impressed with it. It just struggled and just couldn't do very well. Whereas this, they've definitely nailed this now. They've got that gearbox running really well. That gearing is pretty much perfect. Oh, look at these little trees. How scale does that look? Well, actually, it's not scale, is it? Because if they're trees, this thing's massive. This is also a bit of old school me. There was a big part of this near where I used to work. A lot of my videos I used to do there. I'd do the unboxing and stuff in the evenings, and then I'd do the running footage on my lunch break at work. Oh, come on. Come on. This is well impressive. Should we test that drag brake out? Yeah, nice. That's not going anywhere. No, it's not going to do that, is it? Oh, come on. I did it, yes. How good is that? Right, let's go and build that Hilux. Right, anyway, that was really nice to go out and drive it, and it performed really well. I was a bit concerned it was going to perform like, well, the last 1/16 I think I had, which was a little bit underwhelming, but it wasn't. It drives really well. I don't know what colour I'm doing yet, but I'm going to get this body prepped. Going to scrub it up with a bit of Scotch-Brite, put some primer on it, and then I'll build the actual car or the chassis while I decide what colour I want to do. I'm not going to, this isn't a how to paint stuff, this is how I paint stuff. You just have to key the surface, stick some like plastic primer on it, and well, prepping is the most important part of painting. So the build process for these is relatively simple. I mean, if it's the first time you've done it, you might find the instructions a little bit confusing, but once you've done a few, you'll see it is actually pretty easy to do. It's just all the screws are pretty much the same. Obviously this has got the metal axles on it, but yeah, just an easy build. 2-speed boxes in there. Got the servo on there as well. The electronics, you can buy stuff from WPL, but I've gone for the HPI Venture electronics because they got really nice control, and it's an all-in-one receiver. It tucks in under there nicely. You can use a decent remote with it as well. And as you'll see in a bit, it's really smooth. So I've painted the body. I'll show you that in a bit, but just look at these metal axles. So nice. They've got 4 bearings in them. You've got the brass gears there. You've got the UJs on the end. And once it's all set up, a little bit of grease in there. As long as you set them up right, they're nice and smooth. This gear here, you can move it slightly either way. So it's a good idea to fiddle about with it, get it working nice and smooth, and then yeah, bolt it all together. They give you these little paper gaskets in the kit. You can put one either side, but on the rear one, I've just put one on this side of it. And it just brings this away a little bit. If you don't put them on and you grolly this right up, i.e. you tighten it right up, the gears will, well, they'll hardly turn. So you need a little bit of gap, and don't do them up mega tight. And there you have a super smooth front axle. I had to put a gasket on either side there, and again, don't do these up too tight, otherwise it will get a little bit notchy, which will not help when you're driving. Right, I'm gonna get this front axle on, and then I will show you the completed truck. Sneak peek at the... Well, it's not really a sneak peek, is it? Because the thumbnail probably gave away the colour. Anyway, I think it's going to look really good. Look at that. I think in all the years of building different WPLs, this definitely looks the nicest, like Hilux. The colour pops. I don't know how it's coming out on camera. It looks so good. I was going to paint the axle like the pumpkin covers, but I kind of like it red. It gives it that authentic look, doesn't it? Looks really good. It's even got, mine does that, my Hilux tilts that way. But yeah, how cool does that look? Done all the bed black as well. I was going to keep the wheels white, but I didn't want any white on it. It's all black and green, and I think it looks cool. I was also going to paint the bumper, but I left it chrome in the end to go with the chrome on the grille. What a beauty. I've left the weights off the rear. The front's got weights in it, so I mean, I wish you could feel it, but it's quite heavy up front now. I'm going to use this FMS battery. It's got the XT30, which is the same as the HPI electronics in it. A bit tight in here, but I think I can just about manage it. So it does come with LEDs, but I went to plug them into the like the 2-in-1 receiver, and a little bit of smoke came out, so I think I shorted something out. It still works though, but I haven't got any lights. But look how smooth it is with the electronics, look. Super smooth, nice and quiet. This is going to be really good. Really good. Steering's pretty good. I put a JX servo in there. It does come with a little servo, but I got a ton of these JX ones. These are metal geared. I think I bought about 50 of them when I was doing lots of like WPL and small scale stuff like this. I bought a ton of these. I think they're the same size as the WL toys as well. Steering's okay. It's not the greatest steering. The design isn't great and it sort of tips the axle a little bit. And obviously we've got 2 speeds. So we've got low gear and then we've got high gear. Right, let's go drive it. Apologies, I have no driver today. All my small scale drivers are busy, so no driver. But how good does this look? Look at that control as well. The HPI set up really well. So no oil shocks or anything on this, but because the rig's so light, you don't really need them. I think I've said it in the past about some of the rigs that are a little bit lighter. You don't really need oil shocks. Nice. Oh, my body. It's been a minute since I've been out of a C14, or it's a C24 actually, this. The C14 has like the little caged back on it. This does have you can have a little canopy on the back, but I want it as just a normal pickup. Come on. You have to give the throttle a little tweak to get it over. I think that's in, right, is that in low? Oh, that might be in high gear. Ah, it was in high gear. Wow, that did that in high gear, so this is going to be even better now. Look, watch. Easy, so easy. I did wonder, oh man, what a little crawler. So an end of an era for WPL. They do have some kits left, so if you do want to get in there before the kits have ended, I'll leave a link in the description. But the ready to runs, you can still upgrade them like this. You'll still be able to put metal axles on them, do all the bits and pieces to them. They're just not doing kits anymore, so wow. I'll leave a little link in the description. Get them while you can. Someone's kindly dumped a trolley or shopping cart in the little area I usually do some stuff. Anyway, just getting that little bit more cinematic bit for you there. This thing, this is no joke. I've had one temp stuff struggle to get up here. Watch this. No editing, no cutting, no cheating. Been accused of that in the past as well. It's going to get straight up there. Look at that. Amazing. Such a capable little truck. This is definitely like probably the best, like I said at the start, probably the best one I've made. And it's pretty basic. I've not really done anything to it. I've added the weight to the wheels that comes with the kit. I've put that little JX servo in the steering and it's running the HPI Venture 18 electronics. Oh, we're going to roll now. We got ourselves in a situation. Oh, it's a long way down. It's a long way down. I could end the video here, couldn't I? And then I can save it. And then we don't have to worry about destroying that nice body. Yes, normal me would just keep going. but the body is still looking fresh. It's going on the shelf.